on AIBuilder in Power Apps, where this is the global Power Platform bootcamp Germany in 2024. And first of all, let's get to know about myself. So my name is Shadrack Kiprotich. I'm a business apps Microsoft MVP and also a Power Platform consultant with 3 years of experience in the field. So I'd love to connect with you all. So on LinkedIn, it's Shadrack Kiprotich. And on X, it's Miles_Shadrack. So I'm looking forward to having a fruitful discussion. And before I got kicked out of the meeting, so I was just saying, thank you so much, Douglas, for your session. Because what I'll be taking you through is also on AIBuilder, which most of the things was Douglas really tackled. Yeah. So something else, I'm based in Kenya. So that is where I am at the moment. Yeah. So why are we here? So first of all, we get to know about AIBuilder and understanding the AIBuilder models that we have, and then some of the benefits of infusing AI into your local solutions, which for our case is the Power Apps, and then finally, we'll also have a Q&A session towards the end. So I decided to combine these two terminologies here to be able to understand more about what AIBuilder and how Power Apps is coming in. So I decided to break this down in terms of AIBuilder and also on local, since Power Apps is a local platform, one of the components of the Power Platform. So which definitely local development involves using small visual interfaces, using the pre-built components and the drag and drop tools to create applications quickly and also automate business processes. And then on the other hand, AIBuilder is one of the Power Platform features where you can create and use AI models to optimize your business process. So there are 2 ways that you can use AIBuilder to optimize your processes and also to be able to enhance your business processes within an organization. And now combining now the 2, which is now the AIBuilder in Power Apps, now it combines now the strength of local development and AI to create more efficient and collaborative, accessible environment for infusing artificial intelligence into applications. So most of the people normally say, I really need to infuse AI into my solutions, but I don't have the skills and the know-how on how to do this. But something good out of the AIBuilder is that it sits on a local platform where you don't really have to be an AI developer or an expert to be able to use the models that have already been built there. So for those maybe who are not familiar with Power Apps, let me just take you through what it is. So Power Apps, basically, it's one of the components of the Power Platform, where it enables business users to be able to create application by using the drag and drop interface. So by using the drag and drop interface, we have the canvas applications, and then the pre-built also that comes out of it. And then we also have the model driven, which heavily relies on data. Yeah. And where it also uses the Power FX, which is the low-code language, which enables you to create functions or to be able to implement some of the things that we have here. So think of these as something sort of a programming language, but this is just similar to what we normally have Excel functions. So if you can be able to see on top there, we have these Excel functions, which is actually resembling what we have as the Power FX language, which is a low-code language that is used within the Power Apps application. So over the years, Microsoft has really tried to infuse AI into the low-code since 2019, and I got these screenshots from one of the Microsoft sites where you can be able to see the journey where AI has been able to be infused into the low-code. And it was in 2019 where the AIBuilder now got started, where it was bringing now artificial intelligence into the Power Platform. And then we'll also get to know more about the AIBuilder. And as you can see, there's been great improvements out of that. For instance, let me just pick an example here, maybe something like Power Apps, image and Figma applications. So it also uses the perspective of AI, where it's already been trained, where if you have a Figma file, you can easily convert that into a fully functioning application. And then we now have something like the generative AI and things like that. And if you can see on the farthest end here, where we have this copilot and also like the natural language to bot. So this is something that is currently the hot source that we have in the market right now on the copilot. And yeah. So this has been the journey of AI into low code, and we're actually seeing great improvements and seeing infusion of open AI even into the low code too. So like, which is something that has been like Microsoft has really advocated for. So we have got 3 levels of Microsoft AI stack here. So I also decided to pull these into the slides so that you can better understand each user, how they can be able to actually infuse AI into their tool. So on top there, we have the citizen makers who are actually like I can say they're the local developers. So like a citizen developer basically is a person who is in the non-IT industry, probably like an accountant, HR, but they actually have a passion of solving some of the in-house or like let me say organizational needs within an organization. So for this case, like you don't have to be a developer for you to be like a citizen developer, but you can use the skills that you have. And for this case, since we're talking about AI, you can be able to infuse AI into the Power Platform and also like integrate that into the Dynamics and the M365 platforms that we have. And then also the citizen developers, they actually like deploy very fast to the market since they are already using the pre-built templates. And if it's something custom, they can easily be able to build it. And the main component that they normally use here is the AIBuilder. So like this is where we are at the moment. So as a citizen developer, you actually like need to take use of AIBuilder. So like for instance, for like document processing, invoice processing, and things like that. So on the middle here, we have the pro developer. So like these are the people who actually build these custom AI models with your data. So if we have for instance, the Azure Cognitive APIs, so like they actually like develop such kind of APIs where it will be consumed by the citizen developers. So and below there we have the pro data scientist who build the custom AI models, and also like they've got the full control because these are the people who have the control of the data. So and for this, they normally use the Azure machine learning platform to be able to train their custom AI models, like to be able to fit maybe a business scenario that we have there. So I mentioned about the AI builder, and I've talked about the pre-built models and the custom models. So even as per the name suggests, so pre-built models are already built AI models. So just take, for instance, you've got a business scenario that is similar across maybe all the businesses. Like for instance, the invoice processing. We all know that invoices are probably the same format. They normally come in the same format. And imagine like you want to process like 1,000 invoices within a short period of time, and you don't really have the budget to be able to hire an AI developer to be able to create a solution for you, or like you don't have the manpower also like to be able to analyze all those invoices. So what you can do is we already have some pre-built AI models to be able to analyze those invoices for your business and come up with the kind of expected output that you want there. So like that is one scenario, and like another scenario can be something like document processing. So like document processing basically is you want to retrieve information out of some documents that you have. And just trying to think how AI is actually like saving a lot of time and also cost. So imagine like trying to process like more than 1,000 documents and trying to extract some key information out of that. So with AI builder models that you can go to attach into your Power Apps application or Power Automate for instance as well, you can be able to process all those documents within a very short period of time. And then for the custom models, so custom, even as per the name, it's just like custom made for your business. So it is something that is unique for your business. Like you want to be able to count the number of items within your, for instance, you're dealing with a supermarket and you want to deal to be able to count how many items are still on stock, and you actually want to use AIBuilder. So by using something like like detection, you can be able to train a model to be able to detect like items within your store and be able to count the number of it and be able to like notify you if it's almost out of stock and things like that. And then something interesting also like that I tried to build some times back on custom models is something to detect pneumonia within a patient. So as we all know, like for an like we do have a pneumonia positive person and a pneumonia negative. So for instance, a pneumonia positive person, their chest may look like it's clogged. So and a pneumonia negative person, it's clear like chest. So I try to build a custom model where it can be able to help like doctors to be able to know, to be able to analyze X-ray images of trying to do to like know if a patient is suffering from like pneumonia. So for instance, like for that case now, there is a custom model that I built myself. So and it was very unique in its way. So it's not something that is common, like maybe like within all the industry. So it was like something like invoice processing. All the like all the industries that we have, they normally process invoice and receipts and things like that, and also like documents. So that is now the major difference between these AIBuilder models that we have here. So like the business scenarios that we have here. So I mentioned that we have two types, which is the AI, like the custom models, and we also have the pre-built model. So if you can be able to scan through all these here, you can be able to see like each case is very unique in its own. And if I can pick something like where my cursor is, so like get alerted to social media referencing your brand. So that is something that is that is unique within your organization. So if you want to find out that like maybe your business was mentioned in some social media post or in some news in LinkedIn and things like that, you can be able to create something sort of a custom model where whenever there is a mention, you get a notification via email and things like that. And you can be able to keep track of your business. And then something like automating customer application process. So like that is also like a unique thing because most of the business, their processes are not usually the same in terms of onboarding a customer or dealing with customers. So depending on how you want to have this, like you can be able to train a custom model to be able to handle that. Like for instance, whenever there is a new client that you have to onboard within your business, there is a certain business process that they need to follow. Yeah, and things like that. So let me like look for something like identifying a language text. So like this is something that is also common within all the businesses that we have. For instance, you're dealing with a multinational company, like you're a multinational company and you're dealing with clients all over the world, and you need to identify the languages that they send in some emails and text. So like with something like pre-built AI builder model, you can easily be able to implement this within your solutions, and you can easily and respond to all languages that we have there. Now, this takes us to this no-code cheat sheet by AIBuilder. So whenever you're trying to create an AI solution within the local platform, first of all, you need to think of what do you want to do or what do you want to achieve? Because in AI, we have the endpoint of like what you really want to achieve, like what do you want your model to be able to do for you. And for this case here, you can be able to see how this is structured on this no-code cheat sheet, where it's actually like streamlined. So like, for instance, if you want to process documents, this is the things within the document processing that you can be able to do. And then also like the image processing and also like processing of text. So think of this as something that is cognitive. Like we have the document processing, images, we normally have it as knowledge, vision. We also have the hearing, and like maybe structured data and things like that. So for instance, I'll pick two examples here before I go to the next slide. So if I can go to processing text, we have the sentiment analysis, which enables you to detect positive and negative, and also like neutral sentiment in text data. So recently, for instance, your business might have been able to run a poll or share some customer feedback, and you actually want to analyze this data to come up with if you do have some positive, negative, and neutral sentiments from your customer based on your products. So using the sentiment analysis, you can be able to see how like your customer feedback is doing. So if you've got like maybe 70% of the words that have been shared by your customer are negative, then you can definitely know like about your product and things like that. And then I also like going to touch on tabular data. So like this is something that is actually like structured data processing. So by what I mean here is you can make forecast and predict outcomes using data. So if you already have some historical data about your business, like for instance, when there's those high seasons and the low seasons, so you can be able to predict this by training an AI builder like model to be able to forecast and predict outcomes using the data that you have within your business. So, and with this structured data processing, you can easily get high accuracy since it is something that that is based on some historical data that you have within your business. So, and this is heavily like relying on your business. And we all know that for an AI to work, it actually like requires huge amounts of data to be able to make that predictions out of something. So it's similar to now training something to be able to give you an endpoint and output. So the benefits of AI Builder, of course, it fosters innovation. There was a research that was done, like 500 applications need to be built in the next 5 years, and we actually like needs people like the citizen developers to be able to foster this innovation within the space to be able to build all these applications. And then accessibility as well. You've seen that you don't need to be a 10x AI developer for you to use AI in your solutions, because this is something that is already built for you, and you can easily infuse them into your solutions. And then point number 3 is reduction of error rates. So we all know that if a human is processing like more than 1,000 documents and they've got a deadline, they are bound to make errors, and there's like heavy fatigue that goes in there. So just building an AI that can be able to help you, you can be able to like reduce all these error rates that you have within your organization. And then something else is we're now living the future. This is just a glimpse of what the future of software development will be looking like. And for this, our case will be now the local development. And Microsoft as well is actually like fostering its own principles where it's trying to promote AI for fairness, trying to have AI system to treat people fairly. So like not having a biased model that can be able to favor a specific group of people. And then inclusiveness. So AI should empower everyone and engaging people. And then reliability and safety. So all these models that have been built follow all these rules that we have, that it's safe and it's reliable. Then accountability as well. So like people should be accountable for their AI system, and Microsoft does that as well. And then transparency should be understandable, and privacy and security. So it should be able to respect like a user's privacy and things like that. So this brings us now to how you can be able to achieve this. So adding intelligence into a business solution, it's actually within five steps, and you already have your business AI builder model. And for this scenario here, I'm giving a scenario of a custom model. So first of all, you need to choose the AI builder model. So on our AI builder cheat sheet, we had seen that you need to first of all determine what do you want to do. So like with this, you're now choosing the AI model type that you want to use. Like if it's a document manner, like processing, if it's a text processing, if it's something on tabular data, which has got some historical data. So like that is the first step. And then connecting to your data. So if you have this data that you want to train, maybe it's locally in your machine and you want to train some images to be able to achieve something. So like you need to connect to that data and then we want now to upload into your AI studio, AI Builder Studio for this case, because it is one of the features that is in the Power Apps application. So by connecting now this data, you can go now to tailor the model to meet your needs. Like for instance, I've got like maybe a shop that has got different water bottles, and you want to have this AI Builder model to be able to identify all these models uniquely. So step number 3 is now tailoring the model to meet your needs. So, and for instance, a custom business organization is actually something that depends on some on what their business scenario is all about. And then the fourth step is now training your model. So training your model, it takes less than 15 minutes and you already have your model ready for use. And then the fifth step now is using the model within your application. And there is something between point number 4 and 5 where you can be able to test first your AI builder that you've been able to build, and then you can be able to use the model. So I'm going to be tackling now about how the point I mentioned about there's something in between point number 4 and 5. So on your left hand of your screen, you can be able to see something like an image. So like that is something that has already been trained. So like that is a model that has been able to be trained, and you can be able to see the score there. It's 72. So like that is the performance of that AI builder. So for instance, if you can go to use that AI builder, the accuracy of that AI builder model is at 72. So managing these AI builder models, we do have some two types. We have the underfit models, and then we have the overfit. Sorry about this. So like for the overfit models, let me start with the underfit model. So like the underfit models, it's actually like performs worse than a random guess. So this is something like maybe it's less than 30%. So probably you did not use enough training data. And for AI Builder, for you to upload your data, it requires at least 15 to 30 images of one side. So if you're training something to predict two things in the future, maybe if it's going to be high and if it's going to be low, so like you need to have like something like 15 to 30 images of the high and then 15 to 30 as well for the low. You'll be able to achieve a good model. And then for the overfit, which appears to be performing very well. So like this is like something that you've been able to train maybe with some historical data and it's actually performing very well. So getting started with this, it's very easy. So if you don't have a subscription, you can be able to get this using the M365 developers program, where it enables you to create a free M365 instance sandbox where it gives you up to 25 user license for development purpose. So you just for learning purposes if you don't have an active Office 365 subscription. And then if you also like don't have access to that, maybe like you need to ask your admin for M365 to be able to grant you that license. So quickly, I'll just jump into the AI Builder Studio just to show you things about it. So let me just stop sharing and then share the screen. Yeah, so hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So so like Power Apps application, like this is how it looks like. So if you want to access, let me expand this. So like we have all these stuff that we have here. So if you want to access the AI, we have this AI hub here. So like it was recently introduced, because initially it was AIBuilder, but now since like the development of artificial intelligence now into Power Apps, we now have something sort of called the AI hub, where it has got all these capabilities of AI that we now talking about. That is the recent talking town. Like the AI models, we have the AI prompt, which is like something like the copilot, and then like the document automation, like using the robotic process automation and AI. So, but for our case here, we are just majorly interested in the AI model. So if I come here to the AI models, so I mentioned earlier on that it's something like the cognitive. We have the sight, we have the hearing, we have the knowledge, then we have the detection and things like that. So for the documents, you can be able to see all these items that we have here. So let me just click on all, then we can be able to see at that perspective. So so like for the document processing, you can be able to see everything that relates to documents. And then if it's for the text as well, you can be able to see everything that belongs to the text, like materials. So, and if you want to use these specific items that we have here, so if you want a solution where you can go to detect positive, negative sentiments, so you can easily like use this within your application, and you see that it's already been built for you. So like you don't have to train a whole model for you now to be able to use within your application. So if you can be able to see, like this is just an example that we have here. It was easy to sign up for an online bill payment. So that's a positive sentiment. So if I give like something like the experience was bad, so if you're receiving this kind of feedback from a customer, you can be able to see that it gives you the sentiment about it and the confidence score. So like as it analyzes the text, like you see it's a negative text and it's 99%. So a case scenario about this is, for instance, you recently ran a customer feedback form and you've got like tons of data that you want to process. And imagine going through all those documents and going through each and every one of them. So it's tiresome and it's like way more heavy. So like just by incorporating this into your solution, you can easily achieve that. So like using this pre-built model, so you can easily like use it in a flow and use it in an application. So I'm just going to talk about this briefly, like using it in a flow. For instance, if you've got email streaming in your business, so like you can be able to have these in a flow or in a Power Automate flow, where whenever an email comes into the organization, and it can be able to detect all these negative sentiments, it can raise an alarm, and then an action can be followed about that. So like for instance, for an application is something like you're building an external facing application where you want to get feedback instantly for like maybe someone within the data analysis space. So like you can easily use that as well. And then these are also like some of the key items that you can do to achieve this, like classifying the customer feedback into predefined categories. So a case scenario here will be something like you're dealing with lots of products and you want to categorize all these products into the different categories that you have. Like for instance, a customer is texting you or asking you about maybe like you're dealing with a fashion industry, maybe like they're asking about shoes. So you can be able to use these pre-built model to be able to classify that product into a different category, and then another customer is asking about like maybe clothes or like maybe something like trousers and things like that. So it can be able to easily categorize all those into their different categories, and your employees will be able to innovate faster and build on other solutions. So these are just some of the examples that we have for the document management. And then for the structured data as well, I mentioned that this is something that uses some historical data, and it actually gives you an example here that if you run a business, you know it's important to minimize the customer's churn, and by using the customer data to create a prediction custom model, so which predicts which current customers are most danger in like of living. So if you have something like a history about how your customers are coming into your store, and you want to predict whether maybe like for example like Shadrach will be able to come to my business as well in the next 5 to 10 years, and you have their historical data, you can easily incorporate that using this custom model. So if you want to create, you need to have your own data and something that is historical, and by now training the model to be able to fit in what you want to achieve. Like for instance, what's the average score that like that someone is high, like that someone is likely to leave, or like they might never come back to your stores. So like this is something that you need to like to use within your application, and you need to have some historical data about that. So like this is also like something like you want to predict whether the stock is going to like get done and things like that. So like you want to predict that by this time, like there'll be something within my store. Yeah. So it's very easy. So you see, this is something that is also like is on Dataverse. So I forgot to mention that AIBuilder as well. It's something that also like uses Dataverse as one of their like data storage. Yeah. So I'm going back here, and then we're going to the images side. So images, basically, it can be able to enable you to extract text in photos, like using the OCR materials, and being able also like to detect custom objects in images and generate descriptions of an image. So this is still in preview. So if you can be able to see here, it has been able to describe to you what is happening in this photo. That is a man running on road, and it's 46% score. And then like if I can pick another image here, so like you can be able to see that like this is a boat sailing in water, and then something like this as well. So this is something that you can also like upload new photos within your application and be able to like maybe train something on that as well. So it's also like a pre-built model, so you can easily incorporate it into your solution the way it is. Yeah. And you can be able to see the tags here. So like tags are something sort of a guiding points for you. And if you can be able to see here, we have the skyscrapers, we have the sky here, we have the outdoor. So like these tags enables you to make your model intelligent enough that whenever it sees something here, it can be able to know like maybe this is a cloud, and then these tall buildings are skyscrapers, and then this is a city. And then if I can click on this as well, you can be able to see that it has got different tags here: water, sky, outdoor, scene, yeah, and things like that. So like that is something that you can easily also like use it within your application. So these are all the AIBuilder models that you need to use. And so like it's very easy to incorporate within your application. So like let's try something on text where I want to use it within my application. So I'm going to create like let me say language detection. So I'm going to use this within my application. So I'll just quickly have that within Power Apps, and it will be able to create for me to incorporate this AIBuilder into my Power Apps solution. So like you see, like it's very easy for you to become a developer, and especially like if you're a citizen developer who wants to use AI into your solutions, and also like to be able to foster, like to be able to bring more innovative solution and be able to solve lots of problems within your organization within a very short period of time. So I'm going to skip that. Okay, so like it's just setting up. Yeah. So you see, the fun thing about Power Apps application is that it can be able to create for you a UI. So like if you can be able to see here, it has already been able to build for us a UI. So like I don't also like need to be able to start building something on this. So if, for instance, you're building something like a language detection application to be able to predict some of the things that like some of the languages that come into your organization, or if you're dealing with more than one national. So like if I can be able to let me try Kiswahili. So and then I can click on analyze. So it will be able to analyze this text here, and it gives me a 99% score. So Kenya is a Kiswahili speaking language, a country. And I've been able to text this. So habari here means how are you? So like that is the language score Swahili, and you can be able to see the confidence score, it's at 99%. So if I try something like I hope I get the spelling. I don't know if I have the spelling right. I'm trying to say hi in German. Yeah, so like you can go to see that also like the language score and things like that. So like that is something like you can go to easily infuse it into your application. So if you also want to try something else, is so if you want to also like try something like translation, text translation. So I'm also trying to do this. So if you see that, that is it matches this language. So I'll try that word that I used in Kiswahili. Let me translate to English. Okay, so like translation means information. So if I add something like habari yako, so like it changes the meaning. It means how are you? So if I try something like so like it's also like a chance for you to learn Kiswahili. So habari yako means how are you? So at times you want to build something maybe to be used within your organization, and you want to foster more than one language. So you can easily be able to use all these within your like application and system that you have within your organization. And it supposed like more than 90 languages as you can go to see here. So all these you can easily be able to translate to more than 90 languages that you have like that's existing. And then let me try some documents. So I had like downloaded an invoice. So extracting information from an invoice. So this is how it looks like. So like let's try to train a model here. So I downloaded an invoice here. So I'm just quickly going to show you how you can go to train a model, like for instance, like a custom model for your business. So it's analyzing information. And you can go to see here, it has extracted all this information that I want for my business. So if I wanted to extract maybe the vendor name, the invoice date, and things like that. So this is how you can go to use a pre-built model. So let's try now and create a custom model for an invoice processing. So I'll just click on create a custom model. And then I'll be able now to upload my image and tag all the important parts that I want to see and or get information about. So quickly as it loads. So okay. So we have here. So if you want to choose all these information, so like these are something like tags that we have here. So if there's something a tag that we don't have here, I can easily add it. Then if there's a tag that I want here like to be removed, I can easily also like remove it from my application. So adding basically like if it's something that you want to add like a text field, a number field, and a date field and things like that. So I think I'll just go with this for now. So I'll just go next. So create a collection. So, okay, so like these are just a collection of the documents that I want. So this is now the first step of uploading your data or your training data into your application. So you can easily get all this information from like maybe where your data is being stored. So we have this. Let me just click this to, and then upload like those two documents. Then done. Okay. So it needs at least 5 sample documents for each collection. So let me try to get some online as well. So like, let me try quickly. Okay, let me get another sample. Okay, so back to our Power Apps application. So we still need to add more documents into here. So I'm quickly going to upload it from my device. So these are the items that we recently added. So I'm uploading 3 documents here. Okay, let's still add one more document. Sure. Okay, I think it downloaded already. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to upload one more document here. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So like the next thing now here will be now tagging all these documents to be able to meet what I need. So by tagging these documents, it will be able to now tag the key information that I want to have it for my document. And as you can be able to see that it can be able to automatically recognize some of the key information within an invoice or a document, like this is like the business name and things like that. So so like let's try to just go through it because like most of the things are automatic. So if I want to tag an item here, maybe shipping and handling, so I'll just drag this here, and then I can go to allocate that specific tag that I want here. You see. Then so like these are the documents that we have here. So by tagging, it's very easy for you. So it will automatically pick up all the fields that you want. And then some of them might not be able to pick. So like you can easily create for them. So next, and then now this is the model summary, and then we can have a route to train the model that we have. So like the model in training, which you just give up like it a few minutes and can already have your model in place, and you can easily use it within your application. So depending on the score that you get, so if you still need to add more documents, you can easily add it as well. So like currently the model is under training. So if you get something like over 70%, so like there is like maybe an like a good model, but if it's something less than 50%, that you probably need to add more training data, or you need to still continue tagging the the images that you have there, or you tag them correctly. So it's training. So probably I can take some questions as it trains. Hopefully this will be done before I complete my session. Ash, do you have any questions?
No, we don't have any question over the chat right now.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So like the model is still training. So we'll just give it a few minutes and then it will be ready. But basically, that's how you can go to achieve this by like a document processing and invoice processing that you want to extract some key information within your business. Yeah, so you see, we already have our model trained, and let's see the accuracy that we got with the 5 documents that we just uploaded. So so I can just do a quick test. So I can upload a document here, for instance. So it analyzes now like one of the images that we have, and then we'll be able to see the key information that has been extracted out of that. And after I'm satisfied, I can now put it into my application. So if you see like this is the company logo and the confidence score, which is the score, the invoice ID or the invoice number, and then these are the pricing, things like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so like that is how you can go to see that, and you can see the details about the training that you've done. So let me see the details. You can see the fields that we have there in the overview, how many documents have you used for that specific collection that you have. And you can as well publish this for other people within your organization to use your AIBuilder, because Microsoft also like introduced that recently, where you can have someone else use your AIBuilder model that you've been able to use within your Office 365 tenant. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much for listening in. And yeah, so thank you so much, Amesh and Jorgen, for this chance to be able to present at GPP Germany 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And yeah, really an interesting topic. I think my personal experience with the AI model is it's a pretty good step to get comfortable with AI with all the different AI topics and AI models. But when looking at projects, for example, if you showed this with the image recognition, so then often the feedback is that it's a black box. So you don't know why, for example, the description or which points in the image refer to the decision of the AI model. So it shows maybe text, but it's not that you can hover over the text and it will show you or point out on the image what has led to this decision. So this is, from my experience at the moment, the downside of these pre-built models in the AIBuilder, that you don't get the source of the decision. But definitely a great starting point.
I agree with you.
With it,
it's a great starting point.
Yeah, especially as it's so easy to embed it in all Power Platform applications or in the Power Automate.